Hello everyone, and welcome to another Quarantalk. I have to admit to you all, this one is very spontaneous. I woke up this morning and told myself I wanted to do a Quarantalk, and only thought of the idea about 2 minutes ago. So we're going to take it and run with it. Today it is gray and cloudy and foggy outside. We're all trapped in our homes together. So I thought I would give you all some of my travel stories to try and take you out of your homes and into a different headspace. So let's all pray that it works out and that I can hold a beautiful, coherent conversation with the camera today. So we also have special guest here, once again, my cat, who is here to accompany us through this journey. Say hello? No? Just gonna lick yourself? Alright, cool. So, I haven't been a lot of places in my life. I haven't left the United States. But all the places that I have been, I can say were wonderful experiences. And I would totally go back and live through them again. I've gone to Florida several times. I've gone to both Disney World and Universal. They were amazing vacations. We plan to go to Disney this summer, but it's not going to work out because of COVID-19. So we're probably going to go next year. That's the hope. I just want everything to work out. But while I'm dreaming of Disney, I can think of all of the amazing times we've already had there. Like all of the obnoxious lines we've had to wait in. Like the iconic restaurants we always go to. Even though they aren't the best restaurants in the park, we'll still go there anyway for nostalgia. My favorite ride at Disney happens to be the Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom. No, it's not a roller coaster. It's not anything crazy. As a child, I kind of hated roller coasters. I would not go on them. My first roller coaster was very mild, and I thought it was the most intense thing I'd ever been through. So, there's that. I don't normally go on roller coasters, but the Haunted Mansion, it hits that sweet spot, of not too coastery, but not too childlike, It's spooky. As a child, I like spooky things. I remember one time we went to Disney, I decided that I wanted to ride the Tower of Terror, which is no longer technically running, but if you've ever heard of the Tower of Terror, you know that it is a giant height ride. It's almost like an indoor drop tower. It takes you up to the top, and then it just goes all the way down to the bottom. Not only do I have a pretty bad fear of heights that was worse at the time, but I don't like elevators. So this was a really bad ride for me to want to go on. But I still went on it. I can tell you all that it was a horrible experience. 2 out of 10, would not recommend. Screamed into my dad's ear. I don't know if I would like it now, because I tend to like thrill rides a little more now than I did when I was younger. But I have a feeling that I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I like your typical drop tower, especially because it was indoors. I remember getting to the top and only being able to see through that little window into the outside world and realizing just how high up we were. That was a moment, let me tell you. That was crazy. There are other iconic rides at Disney World we always go on. Like, It's a Small World. Always have to go on that one. No matter how slow and tedious it may be, it is iconic. And you know it. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite ride at Disney World? Let me know. I am curious. So, moving on from that, You could tell Magic Kingdom is my favorite park, right? It's kind of obvious, just a little bit, just a little obvious. So I've also gone to Universal because naturally I am a giant Harry Potter fan. That was an amazing experience to get to go through Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley. It was really well done. I ended up buying Fleur Delacour's wand at Universal, and then my friend broke it, but that's a long story. It's still intact, it's just the interactive thing that goes on the top came off, but that's not a big deal. I remember that no butterbeer will ever compare to the ones they sell in the park. That is good stuff. The pumpkin juice they sell is also amazing. You'd think that you wouldn't like it, but it's great. There's also this talking fountain in the not in the Harry Potter section of the park, but in the adjacent section where there was all of this like ocean themed stuff, you could say. It wasn't like childlike, it was more like Secrets of Atlantis or something. I don't honestly remember what it was called, but I know there was this talking fountain and it would sing. It called my sister Veronica and sung Veronica at the top of its lungs. That was definitely a highlight of our trip, for sure. So, only been to Universal once, but I would definitely go back in the future. I've also been to North Carolina. We stayed in a beach house with our cousins, and that was a really cool experience because the beach, you could walk to the beach, which blew my mind. I was like, what? It's walking distance away. Anyway, all of my bathing suits were destroyed after that trip, but it was fine, because I got new ones. And there was a huge lightning storm one of the nights that we were there, and all the power went out and such, and all of the dads and uncles and stuff were like sitting outside for the longest time. It confused me so much. Anyway, we put like glow sticks around the house and stuff, which was entertaining. It was a beautiful house, guys. Not gonna lie to you, because the whole family pitched in. Like, it wasn't just us. It was the other cousins that I have. Might just make a corn talk about my cousins. They're kind of insane in a good way. They're all awesome, but there's definitely a lot to tell. So we ended up just putting glow sticks around the entire 3-story condo that night, and that's one of the things, oddly, that I remember most. I mean, I also remember all of the lovely events, like spending time with my family and collecting awesome coins that we found on the beach, and all of that fun stuff. But there are other vacations that I've had since then that I think are better. I went to Chicago with my orchestra, and that was probably one of the best vacations I've ever been on. I don't know why, but Chicago and we have a connection. Okay, I'm not sure what it is, we just have a connection. I enjoyed every second of being there, from the aquarium to the deep dish pizza, which was incredibly good, and I do recommend that to literally everyone, even if you've never stepped foot in Chicago, to the amazing experiences we had performing and exploring the wonders that were in Chicago. I would definitely go back by myself and experience all the things that I couldn't, like the shopping district and such, because there were so many places in Chicago that I wanted to see that we couldn't see, and there's so much opportunity in that city. I think it would be cool to go back to that. I don't know if I'd go back to North Carolina, just because I feel like I experienced a lot of what there is to experience. As far as vacations go, I've also been to Washington, D.C. As a school trip, which makes me feel kind of bad because the 8th graders this year can't go. That's depressing. But I also heavily enjoyed that trip. They almost lost my sister at the Flight 93 Memorial because the group ended up leaving her behind and going down to see the monument, but they left her at the spot where all the information was, at the top of the hill. So they literally descended the hill, saw the monument, and then realized she was gone, even though I had repeatedly been telling them she was gone. So that was fun. Maybe that's one good thing about quarantine. You don't have to deal with other people running your trips anymore. Because there's no trips to run! Don't get lost at Flight 93, guys. Stay inside, stay home, stay safe. So, I've been a lot of cool, fun places. I want to know where you've been. Let me know. I'm curious. And I will be back in the next Quarantalk to go over whatever it is that I feel like going over. So, I love you guys. 6 feet distance, but remember, you can always go on vacation through Google Earth. And I love you all. Goodbye.